Coach Wynn and her Lady Pioneers host the visiting Lady Eagles from Williams Baptist University. Still looking. It's time. Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball. Coach Wynn and her Lady Pioneers host the visiting Lady Eagles from Williams Baptist University. Still looking to pick up their first home win of the season. Now let's to the Carter Activity Center with the Pioneers, Dustin C.
Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you inside the Carter Activity Center. I am Sports Information Director Dustin Seymour, so working as the Pioneers here on the Pioneer Network. I am joined by my all-time favorite volleyball player, all-time favorite CRC student, and all-time in general, and that is my dear beloved wife, Olivia. Olivia, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. You love the intros, don't you?
I do. I enjoy it a lot.
Just love these intros as we are introducing Lady Pioneers as they will, again, as mentioned, go against the Lady Eagles of Williams Baptist University. As Williams Baptist, the American Midwest Conference, Walnut Ridge, Arkansas, have traveled exactly 20 miles from the campus of Williams Baptist. They are sitting at 2-4 on the year in head coach Lawson's second year at the helm of Lady Eagles. Again, on the other side of the court for the Lady Pioneers, led by Carissa Wynn. She is 1-8 on the year. As we look at some of the comparisons between the two squads, both squads have been much of a team effort. One player has really stood out for either team. What have you seen, Olivia, from the Pioneers as far as teamwork goes?
I think they're doing a great job this year with teamwork. Obviously, there's a lot of new players, a lot of incoming freshmen, and it's really nice to see that they're all melding together, that they're all working together, and it's been an easy transition for everyone, and that's resulted in a strong front row for the Pioneers, and I think it just gets better and better for our squad.
Williams Baptist, again, sitting at 2-4 on the year. They have a 3-match losing skid and a 9-set losing skid. So the previous matches that the Lady Eagles have played against Missouri Baptist, Martin Methodist, and Cotty have all been sweeps in favor of the opposition. And so, Olivia, what does that tell you if you are on the other side, girls in green, and you see somebody who has 3 matches without winning a set? What do you know about that other team?
You know, it's easy to discount a team like that. You want to, come out and say, oh, we've got this, but what you have to keep in mind is that they're coming out with fire, they're coming out ready to go, and they're losing. No one wants to lose, especially several in a row. And so you have to be aware that they're going to come out strong. You have to be ready for everything, and just know that if you do your best, you can get that win. And
as we look at the record between the two teams, the matchup, again, Crowley's Ridge 8, Williams Baptist 4. Crowley's Ridge sitting at 303 kills over those 9 games. Williams Baptist over 6 games have managed 202 kills. So give the Lady Eagles 10.1 kills per game, and the Pioneers averaging right under 9 kills a game at 8.7. Pioneers do have a higher attack error, 219 attack error. Williams Baptist 141. So attack percentage, Crowley's Ridge sitting at 6.7, and Williams Baptist 9. So exactly, without having to go into all statistics, what is that attack percentage?
Typically, you take the amount of kills you get, everyone who kills, they tally all those up, and then they also tally your errors. And so they take your total kills and they subtract your errors. So say you got 6 kills a game and you missed 3 of them, you take away the 3 and you get your percentage by calculating all those numbers up of the errors versus the kills that you received during a game.
As we look at the assists, 270 for the Pioneers, 180 for the Williams Baptist Eagles. The digs, Crowley Ridge well ahead, 611 digs, averaging 17.5 digs a game, mostly led by Caitlin Perkins, as she is 50th in the nation in digs per set with just under 5%. She is 40th in in total digs, 169. We'll take a time. We're going to go down to the floor where Officer Swihart will have our pregame prayer and then our national anthem. And when we return, we will have the starting lineups here between the Lady Eagles of Williams Baptist University and the Lady Pioneers of Ridge College. We'll send it down to the floor. This is the Pioneer Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of Crowley's for tonight's volleyball matchup featuring the visiting Eagles of Williams Baptist University and your Crowley's College Lady Pioneers. Before we begin this evening, we ask that you please stand and move your cap for our prayer, and then remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray. We thank you for this day. We thank you for everything that you bless us with. Now we ask you to bless this game. Let no one be injured. Let us play the best of their abilities. Let us have good sportsmanship. We ask in your son's name.
And we welcome you back inside the Carter Activity Center. We have our starting lineup between the Eagles of Williams Baptist University and the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College. The starting rotation for head coach Michelle Lawson. We're going to start with Green, a 5'5" senior from BB, Arkansas. She has 1 digs and 1 assist. Also on Molly Henson, a 5'8" sophomore, leads the team with 51 kills, does the win Arkansas native. Madison Lawson, a 5'11" sophomore, has 26 kills, leads the team with 17 stuffs at the net. Ryan Sanders, a 5'6" freshman, 15 kills, 2 assists, 6 blocks, and 6 digs, does the Memphis, Tennessee native have. And Chloe Hardaway, a 5'9" freshman, 8 kills, 1 block, and 1 dig out of Newport, Arkansas. And the libero is going to be the senior, Shelby Henson. She'll be wearing number 4 for the blue and white. She is a 5'6" senior, leads 109 digs. The Dallas, Texas, on the other side for the Pioneers of Crowley's Ridge College. Getting the nod will be freshman Brooklyn Passmore, a 5'8" freshman, 7 kills, 1 block, 15 digs, does the Florida, Arkansas, former Mustang of Midland High School. We'll also see Stapleton wearing number 3. He is a 5'7" senior. She leads the team in assists with 122. Crosby, Texas native. She was formerly a Seahawk of Lamar College. Olivia Deckelman, a 5'11" junior, who leads the team in kills with 91. So we'll look for Olivia Deckelman to get 9 kills today to eclipse the century, the former Harrisburg Hornet. Hannah Halverson, 5'8" freshman from right here at Paragould, down the road at Greene County Tech, Paragould native. Sarah Grace Duncan leads the team at the net with 18 blocks. Does the 5'10" sophomore at a Milan, Tennessee, the Bulldog. And Emmy Elms, familiar with the program as a CRA graduate, Crowley's Academy graduate, the former it's 5'11". She has 80 kills to her credit, 1 assist, 16 blocks, 31 digs. And the libero for Crowley's Ridge today will be Miss KP Perkins, the 5'2" junior. She leads the team 169 digs. Willow Springs, the former Willow Spring Bear. So looking at rotation, Passmore, and Deckelman, Halverson, Duncan, and Elms usually switch out with Perkins. What do you see from Coach Wynn's starting rotation?
I think it's a solid starting rotation. We've seen a similar rotation several times so far this year. The only difference is having Brooklyn Passmore on the floor, and that is an easy transition. Brooklyn is very talented, and so the girls have to keep in mind there's someone a little different on the floor, but they're used to playing with her, they're used to practicing with her, and it'll be an easy thing to do if they just focus, and I think it'll be a good start for the Pioneers.
A beautiful color-on-color match. Williams Baptist in royal blue with numerals with a white eagle across the back, and Williams across the chest, black shorts. The libero wearing a white top with like a distressed sleeves. With those black shorts on the other side of the net. Crowley's Ridge wearing their green uniforms, green jerseys, numerals with Crowley's Ridge on the back, and Pioneers on the front. Shorts with a white stripe, and the teams getting their pregame handshakes underway. Are those really important for?
Yes, that's a tradition thing. That's a don't want to jinx it kind of thing, and all the girls kind of separate handshakes with each other, and it's a fun way to get started at the game.
Stapleton will get the start to serve this game to get us underway. This iteration of the Battle of Highway 412. Stapleton spring right to left. The set goes to Bergen. The attack dug up by Halverson. Here's Stapleton setting Passmore. Big dig there from the blue and white. The attack coming from Sanders. Back sets to Deckelman. Deckelman gets something off it, and that falls for a point.
It's a wonderful angle. Again, because Olivia Deckelman is left-handed, it's an asset to have on the right side because you can cut it closer to the net than a lot of right-handed people can.
Service there out by Green. It's the attack over by Deckelman. The bump set by Shelby Henson. A big block by Deckelman, and that's 2 straight points to start for Crowley's Ridge.
That's wonderful preparation on the net. You have to be ready for anything to come back, and if you're set and ready, you get the kill.
Stapleton, 2-0 start the game. Last pitch coming over Bergen. The attack, and that goes out of play. So Crowley's getting a fast start. Caitlin Stapleton behind the service line. Skies and serves. That's going to be taken by Henson, and that one is going to hit the floor. Crowley's jumps ahead to a 4-0 start.
This is how you have to come out in a game, especially a rivalry game. You just have to come out strong and fighting and get as big of a lead as you can.
Dug out there by Henson. The attack by Henson, rather. Henson will bump over to Perkins. Bump sets Deckelman. Deckelman, big time hit, and that's going to go for a kill going off the hands of Bergen. A 5-0 one to start this match. Stapleton serves. That's going to be taken by Henson. Set there. Here's Halverson to Passmore. Passmore sends cross taken by Green. A quick dump over the net, and the Eagles break into the scoring book. It is now 5-1.
That kind of move is something every setter kind of needs in their repertoire, just to be able to dump it really quick in the center of the floor, because that's often a hole hard to defend. And if you do it quick when they're expecting coming later, you can get an easy point.
Freshman Blackman search for the Eagles, taken by Halverson. Here is Perkins free-balling it over. The set from Bergen, and the attack coming by Brianna Moore. And going to go out of play, kind of pulled past the net. and goes out of play 6-1, and that will send Hannah Powell, the second of Crowley's Ridge's seniors. Powell shoots it across, taken by Blackman. The set, big time swing there from Hannah Moore, but a little much on it. Hannah Powell, though technically this is her third season playing, it's only her third year at Crowley's Ridge. She has taken on a huge load of classes and will actually line up to graduate next semester. And so this is her final year, and so we are treating it as a senior. Set there, attack by Moore. Here's Dickelman's attack, and we will have a net action by Crowley's Ridge. No contact.
Now serving number 3, Kayla Harp.
So Kayla Harp leading the team with 78 assists, does the Bono Arkansas native have. Kaylin Stebbleton with a set, sends over to Halverson. Halverson, good move there by Henson, falling into the score to keep it in play. Here's the attack. Another dump there. Caitlin Perkins keeps it high. Hannah Powell plays it across. Here by Harp, the attack from Megan Feltrop, and that is out of play.
Number 5, Caitlin Perkins.
So Caitlin Perkins with an 8-2 lead. Have the Lady Pioneers taken by Blackman, and the attack will get into the net. Pioneers with a 7-point advantage. Back by Harp. Perkins skies it high. Set by Stepleton, and that goes across thanks to Holmes. Hannah Powell with a dig. Here's Deckelman. Deckelman pounds it across the Lady Pioneers first to double digits. It is 10-2.
This is a great way to start the game. Once you need to keep pushing, as long as the other team are making personal errors, you can get very, very far.
And off hand there, but it does go over the net. A huge hit by Emmy. Wow.
Could you feel the heat in that one?
I'm sure y'all heard the pound of the ball on the hardwood from up here, as it is now 11-2. Here is the attack, and that is out of play. Looked in from up here. Though it went Crowley's Ridge's way, it looked like it was in, but we will take the points. Here is the attack over, and that will be a Crowley's Ridge point as well. And Michelle Lawson wants to take this over with her Lady Eagles as Crowley's Ridge takes a 13-2 advantage. You want to keep it here? This is the Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
If you love them enough to barely sleep, then surely you'll check tsa.gov/right seat to make sure they're in the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My mother was very familiar with the neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign and she wasn't even really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now it's time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is Caitlin Perkins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we're coming back as the Crowley Ridge Lady Pioneers hold a 13-2 lead. Kate skies it across. A good keep up there by the Lady Eagles. Here's Hannah Powell to Stebleton. Stebleton just keeps it in play, punched over by Elms. There's the attack by Henson, blocked there by Deckelman, and that goes out of play. So as we look at the statistics so far, 16 points in, the Williams Baptist Eagles have had 21 total attacks, 1 kill, errors.
That's the thing I've noticed so far in this game for the Eagles is you can tell if you're watching that they have strong hitters, that they're up there swinging for the fences, but they keep making personal errors. Sometimes you have to take a step back, take speed off of it, and make sure your fundamentals are correct before you start swinging for the hills. And if they just calm down and get through their personal errors, they could start getting points.
Stebleton and a communication error by the Lady Pioneers will give the point to the Eagles. So it is now 15-3, which will send the score. Molly Henson leading the team with 51 kills coming into the night. Let's take it. Here's the set to Elms. Elms hit too hard, but it gets blocked back to her. Try again. Deckelman sends it across. Here is drop. The set to Elms. Another block right over the net. So that's 2 big blocks there. Williams Baptist, looked like that was Chloe Hardaway. And I believe that's Tatum. From Henson. Morgan Feltrop is the other side of that block. Here is a whipping, flying attack by Henson. It is taken by the Lady Pioneers. Halverson. Halverson swings for the fences. Bump set by Blackman. And that does not quite get over the net. It is a Crowley's Ridge point. 16-4. And Olivia Deckelman will southpaw it.
Olivia Deckelman.
Skies it across. Attack there off the fingertips. Brianna Moore just missed time her jump there. Timing is such a big deal, especially of these jumps.
It's very important, especially when you're running quick sets. You can easily miss jump and miss the set altogether, and then it looks like people weren't communicating, but sometimes it's just timing.
As Deckelman was a little too much on that one, flies out of play. It is now 5 serving 17 with Kayla Green, 5'5" senior from BU Arkansas serving. Stebleton sending Halverson. Halverson sends it across the net. However, it is on the other side of the antenna. Therefore, it is out. So Kayla Green will continue at the service line. Heavily braced left knee. Here's Elms. Elms smashes down, but just too hard.
It was barely out. Everyone was hoping they'd call it in because it was such a hit, but it did go out of bounds.
17-7. Pioneers in the lead. Kind of over the back by Stebleton. Here's Stebleton keeping it alive. Perkins bump sets to Deckelman. Deckelman sends it over. Taken by the Eagles. That was Sanders. Kaylin Stebleton sends it over, and a circle of Eagles watches it hit the hardwood. With something like that, when you play all 6 players looking, across your mind, you don't want multiple players diving for it at the same time.
Yes, a lot of times the reason there's hesitation, you think maybe someone else is closer than you are, or between you and another player, and you don't knock heads with them. But that's when errors happen like that, when you get a big hole on the floor. So sometimes you have to go, and if you get a concussion, you get a concussion. But that's often a problem when it's in the middle of a whole group of people.
Beautiful diving save there from Harp, keeping it in play. Fortunately, just out of the fingertips of Ryan Sanders. Anna Halverson with a 19 save, serves it across. Here's the set to the right is Kayla. Set by Stebleton, going to Passmore. Passmore doesn't quite get it over the net. It is now 19-8. In favor of the home team. We're glad you joined us for this late contest. Normally they've been at 6 o'clock. We're glad that you joined us here at 7. Baptist service taking Stebleton. Stebleton just kind of put up the chute. The liberos will trade it back and forth. Here's a quick cover. Perkins bump set, finds Passmore finds it right in the hole between Shelby Henson and Ryan Sanders. So it is now 20-8. Back here, Halverson and Passmore hit at the same time. A beautiful, beautiful dump there by Sydney Bergen.
Those plays are tricky in that instance. Instead of, everyone just standing and staring at each other, a lot of times if you dump it like that, the other team isn't expecting the ball back that early, and that's how it can go down very quickly, is if you get back to them before the typical time.
Lawson goes across. Deckelman keeps it in play. There is Henson. The attack from Sanders, and that finds Fort.
Now is an important time for the Pioneers to not let Eagles come back and get a run. You have to stop the momentum early so you can hurry up and finish the set.
And another kill there from the Eagles. Service coming from the libero. Grace is the top of the net. Here is Perkins who sends it across. Here is a set there from Bergen, taken by Deckelman. Deckelman mistimes the set, does Stebleton. And here is the attack from Lawson. Grace Duncan keeps it alive for Caitlin Perkins to free ball it across. Taken by Bergen. The attack coming from Henson. Long rally here. Stebleton low sets to Duncan. Set going to find Henson. Set across the net to Passmore. Finds the and breaks the run. How good is this freshman class?
Amazing. It's a very strong freshman class. When I first saw them, using their skills, practice and everything, I was so excited. It's easy to be excited about a team like this, and you can see from their work statistics that they're strong, and I can't wait to see what comes from them in the future.
Molly Henson's cross. Lady Pioneers tried to block on it, but it goes out of play. Service coming from Blackman. And another ace by the Lady Eagles, and it is now 21-13. Lady Eagles not going away quietly. Service across, a kind of knuckler that goes right over the top of the net, does Bergman's serve. There is a kill. Olivia Deckelman makes it 22-13.
This discipline is really important. This is why I play games in practice called, win the game, those kind of things. You just have to push and finish the game instead of dragging it out and using up your energy.
Back set goes to find Lawson. Perkins bumps it across. Taken by Deckelman. A good stop there. Bergen mistimes the set. It goes over the outreach tips of Brianna Moore, and the Lady Pioneers need to push 2 to take the opening set. And they will send Hannah Powell over to attempt just that. Taken by blue and white. The set by Bergen. The attack from Green. Set by Berg. Attack now by Henson. Across the net. Here's Deckelman for the Lady Pioneers. Take from Henson. Back set going to Brianna Moore. Attack there from Howard. Good diving stop by the Eagles. Good rally here for both squads. Hamilton will set. Halverson has to underhand it across. Does get it over. And it's an attack. Big time there by number 15, Madison. 5'11" sophomore used all 5'11" of her frame. And it's now 23-14. So Harp Dallas, Texas native senior will serve. Sends it across. Perkins gets it and bump sets to Duncan. Duncan pushes it over, and she's going to get double contact. 3-15. Service from Hart goes to Powell. Here's Hilton setting Deckelman, and Deckelman threads the needle and gets it about 2 inches inside the line. Set point. Lady Pioneers hoping to jump ahead. Service goes. Here's the attack coming from Feltrop. Deckelman smashes across, and Crowley's Ridge will be the first to 25 as the Lady Pioneers will take the opening set 25-15. Take a timeout. When we return, we will have some stats for you and get you set for set number 2. Crowley's Ridge takes the 25-15. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. I find fatherhood relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between, it really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. Take the following everyday steps to help avoid the spread of all respiratory viruses. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Throw the tissue away and then wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects or surfaces such as remote controls and knobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And stay home if you're sick. Call your healthcare provider if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
Brooklyn Passmore, you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on Pioneer Digital Network.
And welcome back after a victorious opening set where Crowley's Ridge took set number 1 by a final score of 25-15. What did you see in that opening set, Miss Olivia?
I saw a lot of good work from the Pioneers. They came out strong. You know, you have force from the very beginning, and that's how you get a lead. That's how you push those points so that even if they do get some points later, they can't fully catch up with you. I think the Eagles just need to settle a little bit, and like I said, they have strong hitters. They're just making a lot of personal errors, you know, hitting it in the net, things like that. I see that their defense pulls in pretty tight, pretty short, and if the Pioneers hit it in the backcourt areas of the court, they can get points from that, and it would be interesting to see if they take advantage of that in the next set.
Crowley took advantage of 14% hitting, 11 kills and 5 errors, 40 attacks. On the other side, the Eagles were negative 13, meaning they had more errors than kills, 13 errors to kill, 6 kills to be exact out of 51 attempts. Crowley's Ridge, 11 kills, 11 assists. Leading the way for Crowley's Ridge will be Deckelman's 6 kills, 2 players with 2 on the other side of the net. There are 2 players with 2. Bergen and Molly Henson lead the attack for Lady Eagles. So starting for Crowley's Ridge, the usual suspects, and Hannah Housen, Olivia Deckelman, Caitlin Sarah Grace Duncan, Caitlin Stapleton, and Brooklyn Passmore. Here is service from the Eagles, and takes it, going to Stapleton, back to Deckelman, and the referees conferring. The line judge was unable to see it. The up ref started to tell that it was in, and then the down ref said it was out, and because it was on his side of the floor, they will defer to the down ref. It is Williams Baptist point. Across here, Stapleton, who finds Deckelman. Deckelman goes across. That's taken by Tatum. Attack over, and that's the defenders. Eagles up. Service across. Caitlin will set to Deckelman. Deckelman flies it across, and the judge to pull hesitant to pull the trigger on that. That's twice that the ball is kind of falling right in front of her. And both times it goes in favor of the Lady Eagles. Henson service. Deckelman takes it. Passmore with the attack. Across, that's Tatum Little. The attack there, and that goes right down the net after Deckelman and Duncan return the favor, and it is 1-3 as Hannah Powell makes her way to the service line, serving to the left. Goes over, that's taken by the little Shelby Henson. The attack bounces off the top of the net, but unfortunately for Bergen, bounced on the top of the net on the far side of the antenna. Crowley's Ridge down 2-3. Powell whacks it across, taken by Little, set by Bergen. Attack there by Henson, into the net. Crowley's Ridge has tied it up. 3 points apiece. Hannah Powell continues her run at the service line, receiving her play from Coach Wynn. Set goes, taken by Stapleton to Halverson. Halverson's attack gets tipped at the net. Here's a big attack and a bigger block. And they're going to say that's a double contact by the Eagles. So you don't see very much in the way of animated coaching the way that you would in football or baseball, but is coaching being done, especially before a serve? What kind of symbols or signs? We're not trying to steal signs. What is Coach Wynn telling her servers?
Typically, coaches are telling their servers what area of the court to serve in. There's a standard marking on the floor where the back left of the floor is number 1, and it goes clockwise around from 1 to 6, and that way you can tell your server, hey, serve it to the 5 spot, hey, serve it to whatever. And some coaches tell you specific players to serve it to. So they can hide it behind their clipboard, things like that, but it's a strategy, and that way you can serve it to weaker passers on the other team. So volleyball coaches a little more subtle with play calling than some other coaches. You don't see them, air traffic controlling as you would a baseball manager, but they are coaching on the sidelines. Lane Blackman, 4-5. Are the Lady Eagles ahead? Here is Stephen to Deckelman. That coming from Henson. That goes into the net. And Molly Henson appears frustrated with herself as that just went right into the net. It's easy to get in your own head when you keep making personal errors, and you just really have to fight to get back out there and try again.
That was Henson's 8th error on 24 attempts. Here's the kick there, and that goes right over the hands of Emmy Elms, and record Brianna Moore with the kick. Crowley's Ridge up 6-5. As going to the back service line is going to be Kayla. She leads her team with 7-8 helpers. Stephen will set back to Deckelman. Bringing it across is Molly Henson. Here is Halverson. Halverson tries to just barely tip it over the edge of the net, but put too little on it. It is Eagles point. Service coming from Kayla Harp. Goes to Powell. Powell overpasses it over the net. Here, Henson. Henson finds Powell. Halverson, who sends it over and finds a hole. Beautiful play out of Hannah Halverson. Ridge leading 7-6. Olivia Deckelman, junior out of Harrisburg, will serve across. That's taken by Henson. Blackman, the attack goes out of play from Morgan Felder, the 6-foot even sophomore. Mercy. Lightning Ears take 8-6 lead. Deckelman serves, gets to Henson. Shelby Henson, that is, and a big attack coming from Kayla Harp.
This is what you fight against as a coach and as a team. When you win the first set, you don't want to come back and let them get some headway. You want to come out, and sometimes your mental state is a little different. You come back, but you just have to push and get your lead again and kind of structure it better that way.
Emmy Elms with the arm around. Kill both teams in negative category for attack. Crowley Ridge 2 kills off of 3 errors. Williams Baptist 4 kills with 5 errors. Hannah Halverson skies it high, now sends it across. That's taken by Shelby Henson and over, but a good play off the net by Kayla Harp. Here's Stebble to Elms. Elms smashes it, taken by Moore. Stebleton sets back to Elms. Dug out by Harp. Here's Moore the attack. Good stuff there from Hannah Halverson. Kate Stebleton will back it across by Elaine Plackman. The set goes down and a block by Elms and Passmore. Here's an attack by Sanders. Hardaway and pushing across the net. Lady Pioneers just let that one go.
The play right now is a little more frantic for my liking. It's a little or unorganized, and sometimes when plays are quick, it gets crazy, and you want to stick an arm out where you shouldn't, things like that, because the play is going fast. But if you clean it up, it'll be a lot easier to maintain.
8 serving 9. Crowley's Ridge with the lead. Here's Elms. Elms smashes it, but a little too much on it, and that goes out. We're up at 9 each. Service coming from Little. Taken by Perkins. Stebleton sets it back to Deckelman. Comes out of nowhere, since to be taken by Henson. Set by Stebleton to Elms. Elms gets the kill. Going off the fingers of Tatum Little. Tatum Little, the 5'6" senior from Berkeley, Arkansas. Off of her tips as she tries to dive and keep it in, but Elms will record her 4th kill of the night. Pioneer lead 10-9 as Elms goes back. Little to Blackman. And misclaiming that pass as Chloe Hardaway unable to connect with it. 11-9. Crowley with the lead. Tag taken. Sarah Duncan to Blackman. The attack coming by Drop. And that out of the reach of Olivia Deckelman. 11-10. Back and forth we go in this second set. Bergman. Skying across, Stebleton to Duncan, and Little thought it was going out of play, but it was in play. So Sarah Grace Duncan will get herself a kill.
That's a great spot on the floor, and a spot a lot of hitters aim for or don't always achieve.
To Passmore. Passmore floats it across. Another dunk attempt by Bergen. Perkins sends it across. One hand over as 2 Eagles try for it. That's Wilson and Hardaway. Kind of hit it at the same time, and neither could get a handle on it. It is 8-10 with Kate Stapleton going to the line. Stapleton, great at the far right side of the line as Henson takes it. By Stapleton finds Deckelman. Deckelman shoots it right down on the floor. Ridge ahead 14-10. Looking at both sides of the net, one side looks dejected and kind of out of sorts, and the other side pushing ahead. Big there. That'll be a good shot arm there from Madison Lawson. It only takes one skill to get a team back into it.
Very true.
14-11, Crowley's Ridge ahead of the visiting Eagles of Williams Baptist. Doubleton, that's Deckelman. Deckelman, good keep in there from Tatum Little. Shelby Henson, rather. Finger tipping it across. Deckelman, blocked there by Deckelman, and Duncan was out. Deckelman, the set to Duncan, but Duncan finds her, double touch. So double contact by Duncan. That's a couple of those there, Grace. It's one of those things where, you get the first one called and it kind of gets in your head when you get that double contact.
Yes, it's all mental attitude. Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, I know that was a double, that's fine. But it's really hard to get over when you feel like you felt clean, especially if that happens over and over and over. You're picking on me, those are clean. So it's just sometimes they're harder than others, and if you feel like it's not a good call, then it is easy to get in your head.
Coach has seen enough as the game is now knotted 14-14. We'll pause. This is Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
First, my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. 1, okay, cool guy. 2, 3 times. Next, oh, I put it in reverse. Meep, meep, meep. Then I take it up and down, up, and down. And that is called the fork.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now that's dancing. Sure be flossing.
Visit father.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Council.
This is Coach Wynn. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on Pioneer Digital Network.
And welcome back to the tie ball game. 14-14 gets it across the net. Taken there by Henson. The attack goes off the arms of Hannah Halverson. And like we said, you need that arm, and the Eagles now take a 1-point lead, 15-14. Halverson will set. Here's Deckelman. Deckelman goes across to Little. Bergen will set to Henson. Here is Deckelman's attack. Dug out by Bergen. The set. And that set is double contact. Both teams getting whistled with double contacts today. The last game Crowley's Ridge played against Fordham, several players found themselves in net violations. And this time, it's players are having trouble getting legal contact on the ball.
It's true.
Service by Perkins, tied Powell, 15-15. A good dig there, Powell. But G gets right at the tip of the net, and it falls down. Referee called the double contact, but it should have just been on the floor as there was no contact.
No.
But in any case, it would have been, no matter what, it's a point to the Eagles. This goes in as a ball handling error. That goes into the net. Caitlin Perkins mishandled that dig, and it is now 17-15. Williams Baptist in the lead. Lane Blackman skies it across. Here's Stapleton to Deckelman. Deckelman sends it over with her palm of her hand, and it has too much on it.
Unfortunately, this is something you see kind of often from teams where when another team comes back or gives you more fight, than you want. The communication kind of breaks down, and the basics aren't there. You're not getting clean passes, clean sets, things like that, and that can make everyone suffer. And you're trying to put your team together, but it's not quite mixing. Hopefully, the Pioneers can get back together and push points to finish this game.
Anna Halverson pounds home to break a 3-0 streak by the Eagles. Set from Bergen, the attack there. Set by Stebleton, going to Deckelman. Deckelman windmills over. There's a set almost under the net. Falling to the floor. Here's Halverson. Halverson with speed on it. Taken over. Here's Henson. Henson gets blocked. And that's going to be Crowley's Ridge point after that is 4 contact. So that block did not quite get over the net. Caitlin Perkins once more, taken by Shelby Henson. Attack there by Lawson. Goes off the fingertips of the front row and goes out of play. 19-17 for the ladies in blue. Hart bounces, prepares her service, goes over, finds Powell. Stebleton to Elms. Elms gets rejected. Here is Perkins to Stebleton, who frees it across, taken by Blackman. The set goes to Henson. Perkins to Stebleton to Deckelman. Deckelman's attack goes, and it goes to the fingertips of Brianna Moore. Crowley's Ridge staying in. It's 18 serving 19 with Olivia Deckelman approaching the service line. Serve goes over. A kind of dying hope dig does come into play. Stebleton had a quick set, hoping somebody was right there, and nobody was there. And so she tried to take the attack herself, and can't do that. So Molly Henson with a 18 lead serves. Stebleton to Elms. Elms puts some heat on it. And that's a net violation. That was a huge attack by Elms. So a good reception by the Eagles gets erased by the net violation. 20-19, the Eagles on the cusp of breaking a 10-game, 10-set losing streak. But the Lady Pioneers right there 1 point behind them. Here's Halverson, and Halverson shoots that one almost outside of the gym.
Frustration on the faces of the team. You know, they're all saying, "Come on, let's go! Come on, let's go!" But when you're frustrated, it's hard to do everything as cleanly as possible. They just have to have the mentality of, okay, next ball, we're going to get this next one. Let's move and get this point. And sometimes it's hard to get to that point.
Huge block there by the 6-foot even Morgan Felch. We'll have Tatum Little serving again, 22 serving 19. And Little serves just over the net. Here's Stebleton. Stebleton tried to get it over and missed the jump. Eagles need 2. And Coach Wynn wants to talk it over as the Eagles are away from winning the second set. It is 23-19. Keep it here. This is Crowley College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneers Digital Network.
I'm Surgeon General Jerome Adams. If you've recovered from COVID-19 confirmed by a positive test, you're in a special position to help us fight the virus. Your plasma has antibodies that make others fight COVID. So please donate plasma now. You can literally help save lives. There are locations across the country that have safe ways for you to donate. Find a site to donate your plasma at coronavirus.gov.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, taxpayer expense.
If a natural disaster comes knocking, how hard is your family? You can't just close the door on earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes and hope they go away. That's why it's important to make a plan now. Ready.gov/plan has the tools and tips you need to prepare your family for an emergency. So if disaster shows up at your doorstep, you'll be ready. Visit ready.gov/plan and make a plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Emmy. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge has Brooklyn Passmore. Too much heat on it, and it's now set point for Williams Baptist. Tatum Little on a huge run from the back row. Sets the serve. Here is Perkins. Stapleton sets Elms. Elms puts the heat on it, and that's in play. Elms gets the kill to keep the Crowley Ridge in the sets. Yeah, Haynes set point, so Elms will need to stay at the service and push points here. Here's the attack going back to Sanders. Deckelman to Stapleton. Stapleton to Duncan. Duncan to the cross. Here is Sanders across. Elms. Stapleton to Passmore. Passmore goes back to Hudson. The attack, and that's short. Crowley's Ridge not quite ready to concede the second set. It's 24-21. Elms. Serve goes across the net. Almost hits the floor. Good dig there from Little. Stapleton sets Passmore. Passmore across, and Passmore gets it on the floor. 24-22. So you can see and hear Crowley's Ridge bench willing their team. Blackman going over to Sanders, and that goes off of Elms' arms, and the Eagles will break a 10-set losing skid by a final score of 25-22, as we'll go to a set number 3 with squads tied up. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
CDC is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of a novel new coronavirus. There are steps you can take now to get ready if an outbreak occurs in your community. Make a health plan. Learn how to prepare to take quick action if someone gets sick. Older adults and people with chronic medical conditions are at greater risk. Take extra steps to protect them. Think about what you will do if there are changes to your work schedule. And remember to always practice good health habits, such as frequently washing hands with soap and water, staying home when sick, and covering coughs and sneezes. For more information, visit cdc.gov.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't do much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. By 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on singing. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
This is Caitlin Stapleton. You're listening to Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hello, and welcome back to the Carter Activity Center on the beautiful campus of Ridge College. I am Olivia Seymour, and we're in between set 2 and 3. Each team has taken 1 set apiece, so this game is at least going to 4, as I say. Dustin, what have you seen?
Well, both teams, Williams Baptist cleaned it up quite a bit, going from negative 13% in the first set to 7%, on high, but a lot better than negative 14, whereas Crowley's Ridge decreased their attack percentage from 14% to 4.2. I'm seeing Olivia Deckelman almost quietly with 8 kills, like we're seeing the huge swings out of Emmy Elms, and she currently has 6 kills, but Deckelman leads. She is 2 kills and 1 dig away from the third double-double of this season. as the teams
The third set.
get ready for this third set. All knotted up at 1-1.
Stapleton.
We'll put Caitlin Stebleton to the service line. Service there gets taken by Kayla Green. Here's the attack from Molly Henson. Off of the net. Caitlin Stebleton tries to play it, but sliding around, unable to get to it. And the Lady Eagles will take the opening point. So going to the back is the freshman, Elaine Blackman. Going to Walnut Ridge by way of Mountain Home. Serve taken by Halverson. Here's Deckelman. Deckelman goes across the net. Here is pass going across. That would have been a play, but it is kept in. Eagles, big attack there from Henson. Stebleton. Deckelman. Her pass gets majorly rejected there by Madison Lawson and Molly Henson.
And you can see at the start of this third set is the attitude of the Eagles shifted. During the second set, you know, they were down, but then they built back up. And now because they've gotten that win, more excited, they're fighting harder, and that's something Pioneers need to be aware of. They need to fight back and do even more than the Eagles are doing.
The ball still being played. That is for contact. You might be able to hear play until the whistle. As Crowley's Ridge thought that there were 4 hits. Whistle had not yet played. And with the service, it is 4 to begin set number 3. Elaine Blackman on a 3-0 run from the service line. Her serve goes over, taken by Powell, make it a 4-0 run from the service line. The Eagles beginning set 3 on a hot hand, 5-0, with back-to-back kills by Elaine Blackman. Stebleton goes over to Deckelman. Deckelman's attack. Here, Henson with the attack, and that goes out of play, and Crowley's Ridge will break into the scoring book. 5-1. Anna Powell, the senior, for Lady Mohawk of high school. Powell approaches the service line, gets it across, taken by Shelby Henson. The attack coming here from Henson, and Henson has collided away. She had 9 errors earlier, and she has cleaned it up with a big kill, making it 6-1 in favor of the blue and white. Perkins skies it. Here's Duncan. Taken back. Here's Sanders. Stebleton sets back to Deckelman. Deckelman, her pass goes across. Here's Henson. Stebleton will set across the court to Halverson. Set up. Attack here from Sanders. Now that is Brianna Moore, correction. Rally here. Attack by Moore. Taken by a diving Stebleton. Here is Deckelman. Deckelman attack right to Brianna Moore. Dug back there by Elaine Blackman. Great play there, Blackman. Deckelman with the attack. Still going is this rally. Here's Henson. Henson gets blocked, but it stays in play. Sending across. Here's Stephen. Crosses the court. Halverson. Halverson's pass, or attack rather. Here is sent over by Shelby Henson. Long rally. Going in Henson, and Henson, miscommunication, gives the point to the Pioneers. Woo!
That was a great long rally by both teams. It shows, you know, the discipline it takes to have a clean play, and keep going past that hit, and you keep getting those legs up, you get those long plays.
Attack there, and Hannah Powell hoping to eyeball that out of play, but instead it in play. 7-2 Eagles lead. Point goes out of play. It's now 8-2.
Now serving number 10, Molly Henson.
Molly Henson. Her attack going across into the Ridge, 8-3.
Now serving number 4, Olivia Deckelman.
Deckelman. Skies it over. By Harp, the attack there. Big time attack by Brianna Moore. You can see Olivia Deckelman trying to rally her troops. Emmy Elms, big attack, hits the top of the net. Going to be taken by, goes Halverson. There's the attack, and sent where it came from is a block by Emmy Elms. Pioneers trying to climb their way back in. And Halverson will go back. Lady Pioneers, Lady Eagles 9. Halverson's attack. Service rather. Taken here is Feltrop. And Crowley's Ridge gets the point as that goes out of bounds.
This is a good opportunity for them to push points. Hannah Halverson has a good top-spin serve.
Taken there by Hart. Halverson. Stebleton, who sets back to Elms. Elms goes across. Here's the attack coming by way of a punch by Ryan Sanders. And Elms smashes it down, but it gets into the arms of the Barrow Henson. Stebleton sets to Passmore. Passmore gets her blocked by Sanders and Burke. And that goes right down by Feltrop.
If you're watching, you may notice that in this set of rotations, our setter is front row. We're running a 5-1. Which means that there's one setter and she has to do everything all the way around the floor. So she has 2 hitters. So when she's pulled far to one side, she can't really shoot it back on the other side of the court because there's not a hitter there.
Attack coming from Hardaway, but that is blocked by Stebleton and Elms. 10-6. Lady Pioneers trailing the visiting Lady Eagles of Williams Baptist in this latest iteration of the Battle of Highway 412. Attack coming from Madison Lawson. Sky set over to Passmore. Set by Bergen goes to Sanders. Stebleton to Passmore once more. Back set by Henson. Stebleton, quick set to Duncan. Attempt on that dump by Bergen. She has been successful twice, but this time is unable to get it across. It's 7 serving 10. Elms flies it across. Here's an attack by Lawson. A block by Stebleton, but it goes out of bounds.
Ball out.
Gotta be one of those tough ones to have a big block there, but just misses going out of bounds.
Definitely, it feels nice when it hits that hard and bounces back really far. But sometimes it's just the tilting of your hand that keeps it from staying in, and that's just tiny touch you have to fix just to turn your hand in so that it doesn't have the opportunity to go out of bounds.
Crowley's Ridge dropping the point is now 12-7 in favor of the visiting Eagles. Attack to Halverson. To Bergen. Bergen to Henson. Stebleton to Passmore. Beautiful pancake there from Shelby Henson, but unfortunately it was so good that her teammates had kind of given up on the play. And the Pioneers get the point. It's 12-8. Service Stebleton. Taken by Bergen. The attack goes over, and that finds Hardwood. 13-8.
That was just a smart place to send the ball. Right behind the blockers is the weak zone, because they either have to throw their arm there and have the opportunity to shank it, or the defender has to come up really far to get that.
Elaine Blackman skies off, and it goes out of play. Crowley's Ridge with a point, 13-9.
Now number 1, Hannah Powell.
Hannah Powell at the service line, serving 13. Serve across, taken by libero Shelby Henson. The attack coming by Molly Henson. And that attack by Halpern is out of play.
Now serving number 3, Lamar.
Service goes to Halverson. Stebleton, Deckelman. Deckelman smashes it in play.
Pioneer, number 4, Olivia.
Olivia Deckelman gets the kill and pulls closer. It is now 10-14. Set from Harp. Gets bounced around, balling around the Pioneer, and it falls in favor of the guests.
It's really hard to dig up balls that are that close to the net. A lot of times there's a lot of players all next to each other and you want to accidentally punch someone in the face. And sometimes it's so close you may hit the net, and sometimes it just drops where you can get there. So it's a very tricky spot on the floor.
Attack by Brianna Moore is taken. Here is Deckelman. Deckelman's attack taken by Henson. Here's Moore, bumps it across the net. The attack by Perkins up after the block, and that's going to be a 4-touch by Crowley's Ridge.
That was a really late call.
That should be. Oh, it's a net violation.
Okay. That was.
Yeah. Molly Henson. Service to Deckelman. Deckelman attack. That's taken by Blackman. Harp, rather. Blackman has the attack. Stebleton. Elms. Elms attack blocked by the pair of Chloe Hardaway and Morgan Feltrop.
Unfortunately, the last couple of sets have been a little low. The reason that's a problem is it's easier to block a set that's low and close to the net. So the hitter is trying to go up and over the block instead of just down across.
And on that, Hannah Halpern gets the block, but all the teammates had backed off. And Coach Wynn wants to take a timeout to talk things over about that, as it is now 18-10 in favor of the guests. Keep it here at Crowley's Ridge College, Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Tom was a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't know the answer. And I also noticed that he was getting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how to change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now it's time to talk. Visit AAC.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Council.
Hi, Champ. I want to know, what is the census?
The census is a special time when we count every single person in the country.
Do kids and babies count too?
Of course, counting everyone in your home towards your neighborhood by funding schools, hospitals, and more. So complete the census by going online or returning your form by mail. It's totally private.
Visit 2026.gov and
make your family count.
Brought to you by Carnegie Corporation, New York, and the Ad Council.
This is Hannah Powell. This is Stebleton. You're listening to Crowley Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And welcome back after a timeout by head coach Wynn. Lady Pioneer down 18, tied up at 1 set. Stebleton sets to Deckelman, taken by Harp. Sent by Moore. That's going to hit the tip of the net, and that's just one of those unfortunate passes. As it kind of hit inside on the Eagle part of the net, but there was so much heat on the attack.
That's why you have to be ready for anything. Sometimes teams get caught standing up, not quite down and ready, because it's a prize ball.
Gentlemen. Times her attack, and that's sent into the net. It's now a 10-point deficit for the Pioneers, 20-10. Attack here from Henson. Going over to Elms. Elms across, Henson with the dig. Taken, that's right on the net. And a double contact by Chloe Hart. Crowley's Ridge breaks. Bit of a skid there. Now 22-11. Perkins. Here's Elms. Elms with a hit. Take block by the ladies in blue. There is Moore with the attack. Bump set by Perkins to Halverson. Right back twice by Morgan Feltrop. And Caitlin Bolton sends it across the net over her head. And here is Feltrop. Hamilton will set back to Deckelman. Deckelman sends it the length of the net. Blackman sets Harvey. Sending it across, and that will be a point by Caitlin Stone.
Great thing to keep in your toolbox as a setter, to be able to get up there and just tip it down really quick with the hand closest to the net. It puts the ball down very quickly. And
12. Lady Pioneers trailing. Big hit there by Emmy Holmes. And almost staying in play after the dig went off of the stanchion up the basketball net. Came back into play, and it was a good attempt. I thought it was coming back, but just kind of too weird to be able to curl that. Stebleton finds Perkins. Dug out by Henson. Back set going to Moore. And Halverson's attack goes into the net. 21-13. Eagles 4 points shy of taking a 2-1 set lead. Kayla Green, a 5'5" senior, goes out of BB, Arkansas. Here's Elms. Smacks it, but it does not get a net on the block. Ryan Sand got a hand on that, but it goes out of play. So Hannah Halverson will serve 21-14. Her serve going over. Taken by Green. Set. Going to Sanders. The net. And play by Stebleton. Catches the Eagles off guard, and it is now 21-15.
that's why you don't celebrate early. The Eagles thought, okay, there's no way she can keep it. That's our ball. We're good to go. And they just weren't looking at the ball when it came back over the net.
Harp, and that will be Crowley's Ridge point after Molly Henson got a little too close to the net. Well, it looks like held up 10, but she's not on the floor. In any case, it was a Crowley's Ridge point. The dump there, Eagles pick up, and Hannah Halverson from her knees asking for help.
At this point in the game, even if you get frustrated with yourself and your teammates, you really have to rally and be like, you know what, it's my next ball. If you get down on yourself or frustrated where you don't talk with your team, that's when everything kind of goes downhill.
Sydney Bird at the sideline. A good kill there from Amy Holmes off the fingertips of Henson. And Elms will now do the honors to serve. 17 serving 22. Elms serve. Here's the set by Brittany Bergen going across. Elms tried to dig. And Eagle point. 23-17. Lady Eagles with the lead as Shelby Henson, 5'6" senior. The libero will serve. Going to Devin. Here's Stebleton. Stebleton sets Duncan, and Duncan smacks it across the net. And that is a kill by Sarah Duncan. So Caitlin Step back to the net. And that goes between Perkins and Halverson, and it is one small set point in favor of the blue and the white. Some late substitutions by the Eagles.
Now serving number 2, Lorraine Black. Williams Baptist.
Set point for the Eagles. Going across. Here is Deckelman. Deckelman gets it into the net, and that's going to be 25 points for the guests, winning set number 2, 55-18, taking a 2-win advantage as we prepare to move into the fourth set. Pioneers now down 2 sets to 1 after the score 25-18. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and a submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
Funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, miles below the surface. As scientists, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fix the sub and finish our experiments. The dive is just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at the market to see. Creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Can I touch this? Where did sand come from? Is this tree good for climbing? What happens if I mix these two things together? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
You're curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home. Good first step. But you can do more. Always keep your gun locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Storing your guns securely is the best way to prevent family fire, including intentional shootings. For more information on safe gun storage and ways to keep your family safe, visit endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org.
What do we keep in the attic? What's the thing called? Ride my bike backwards.
Like I said, kids are curious. It's up to us to keep them safe. Brought to you by End Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to our fourth set with the Lady Pioneers playing now 2 sets to 1 after the 25-18 win. So after that set, Miss Olivia, what did you see that Crowley's Ridge needs to improve on in order to force a 5th set?
One thing that often happens when teams get down is communication kind of shuts down. You get frustrated, you internalize things, and so it becomes a bunch of individuals playing a team sport instead of a team working as a whole. And that's where, the breakdowns happen, the errors happen. But the Pioneers just need to settle and come out and make sure that they're just calm, not making personal errors, just smooth, and talking to each other and moving as best they can on the floor.
Olivia Beckman's attack goes out of play. It is 1-0 There's Halverson. Stebleton, who finds Dillman. Tatum Little to Sanders. By Brooklyn Passmore. Keeping it in play is Deckelman. Deckelman finds Little. Over to Harvey. Dug out by Purvis to Passmore, and Passmore finds the floor.
Brooklyn Passmore. Now serving to number 1, Hannah.
So that sends Hannah Powell to the line. Not to shoot to, as you would usually say when it's at the line. She is at the line to serve. It over. And an attempt there by Madison Lawson is out of play. Crowley's Ridge take a 2-1 advantage. Hannah Powell serves it, taken by Little. Set going to Lawson, and Lawson too much mustard on it.
This is how you want to come out, especially after the last set. You want to come out, get points early, push, and get as many points ahead as you can. That buffer, so that even if they do come back, you can still get the win.
Take goes up, and Perkins gets the dig, but unfortunately, no team was around to take it. So it is now 3-2. Crowley's Ridge with the lead. Go in there, and that is out of too much on it by Stelton. For their Stelton, setting over to Halverson. Halverson's attack going a little too far, and that goes out of play. We are all knotted up. We were up 3-3. Now it is 4-3 in favor of the Eagles. So Halverson finds Perkins, who gets it back to Halverson. And Halverson did not quite get over the net. It was a block from Madison Lawson. 3-5 in favor of the Eagles. So the line is the libero, Shelby Henson. And the other libero, Caitlin Perkins, unable to pull it up at her feet.
One thing that you can notice is that the Eagles are just having more fun. You know, they're playing, they're cheering, you know, they're together, and when they get points, they're excited. And that's a great way to bring up the morale and to get the momentum, is to just remember that this is a game. We're here together. We enjoy playing with each other, and just to enjoy the process.
That's something Williams Baptist has always done well. You can always tell they have fun out while they're playing. That point goes to Crowley's Ridge. Caitlin Perkins already her service by Lawson. The attack goes out of play. Last touched by Ryan Sanders. So here's Caitlin Perkins. Perkins skies it over, and that goes off of the arms in the wrong direction by Shelby Henson. Pioneers now take a 7-6 lead. Caitlin Perkins sends it across, and Little mishandles the pass, so back aces by the Ridge ace leader. And Caitlin Perkins.
Yeah, KP always does a good job of serving. She's very smart with the ball. She puts it between players, in front of players, you know, it's harder for them to get, and that's exactly how you should serve.
Set there from Sydney Bergen, finds Molly Henson, who puts a crack in the floor based on how hard she hit that. Ridge ahead 8-7. But Elaine Blackman will get to the service line. Elms with the swing there. Kept in play by the Eagles, but just not enough players around. So Elms records the kill. 9-7, Crowley's Ridge lead. And this winner home set, Crowley's Ridge needs to win this one. Tack over by Brianna Moore. By Halverson, and Halverson hits the line. And that is in 10-7, Crowley's Ridge with the lead. Dug out there by Black. Tack punched over by Molly Henson. Here's Stebleton. She sets Holmes, who has to back up to ensure Henson with the attack. And that gets just right of Hannah Powell. And that is Henson's 13th kill. Henson had a slow start in that first set, 8 errors, but has slowly climbed her way back. Halverson goes and finds Harp. The attack by Henson, and that goes out of play. Good job there by Caitlin Stebble, who was diving to her knees to try and get that, but pulled her arms back just in time to watch it go out.
Yeah, that was Caitlin Perkins.
There is a punch over. That one's Stebleton. What happens when you have multiple players with the same name on the team. It's not easy to, not hard to confuse me. As Amy Elms blocks that one back into the Eagles by the net. Crowley's Ridge 12-8.
It's nice to see some life back on the Pioneers court.
And that's going to send Eagles to a timeout. Crowley's Ridge holding a 12-8 lead here in this fourth set. Lady Eagles up 2-1. Crowley's Ridge up 12-8 in set. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Twin Dodgers. And DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWreck.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I think it's just vaping. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid knows
it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape. Most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
This is Olivia Deckelman in the Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge watches the ball go out of play. So out of the time, Crowley's Ridge continuing to pile up points. 13-8 now. Halverson sending over. That's taken by Henson. The attack, Deckelman. Passmore tries to get it over. Jousting at the net there. As Morgan Felt not letting anything get by her, but then the kill there by Crowley's Ridge. Brooklyn Passmore splits the defenders. 14-8. Halverson serves. Bit of an overpass. Oopsie-daisy pass. Gets it across the net. Here is Dillman. Passed by Hint across Harp. Attack by Elms. Huge kill by Emmy Elms. That's her 11th.
She just got that kill from sheer force. The block was there, but she muscled through with how hard the kill was, and that's what pushed the back and let it fall on the other side of the net.
Fifth, serving 8. Going across, here's Harp. The attack by Henson. Taken by Halverson to Deckelman. Back to Halverson, who frees across. Harp sets. Feltrop. And she puts it where Pioneers are. It is 15-9 as the Eagles break the Pioneer run. Jump serve coming from Henson. Passmore to Henson. Set by Blackman. And as Harp, the attack by Henson will hit the net. And Crowley's Ridge, point 16-9 is Elms. Elms, the freshman from right here, Gould. Elms going over, taking attack Hardaway. Stebleton sets to Passmore, and the block by Moore goes off of her fingertips, changes the trajectory of the ball. And Henson, who would have been unable to foul it, 17 serving 9, Amy Elms. Taken by Blackman, set, sent across, and will set, and Passmore, who bumps it over. Set, going to Feltrop, and Feltrop's attack hits in the middle of the 18-9, Crowley's Ridge now doubled up the Lady Eagles here in the fourth set. Harp set, and going in between Deckelman and Halverson is Brianna Moore. It is now 18-10, still in favor of the ladies in green.
Now serving number 7, Tatum Little.
Tatum Little serve goes across. Stebleton will set, Passmore. Passmore sends it too far.
That was a smart idea to send the ball to that area of the court, but sometimes you just rotate your arm and send it out of bounds.
Halverson over by Perkins. Set Harp. Big attack by Morgan Feltrop, using all 6 feet of her frame to smash home.
That's what happens when you get a very tall player and an open net. They can just go down right to the floor.
Eagles not going quietly, 18-12. Pioneer lead. Stebleton will set Passmore. Dig out by Henson, and the attack from, I believe that was Moore. No, that is Chloe Hart.
Now serving number 3.
Goes out of play. 19 serving 12. Crowley's Ridge needs to win this set. Stay alive. Dug up. Joust at the net. Stebleton set to Passmore by Little. Set by Harp. The attack by Henson, and that's just outside the line. Crowley's Ridge needs to push 5 with Caitlin Stebleton serving. Shelby Henson gets the dig. Going back, that is Feltrop. Stebleton sets Deckelman and smashes it home. And looks like that's going to be enough for Coach Michelle Olson. We are at 21-12. Crowley's needing to win this set. Force a set 5. 21-12. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer on the Pioneer Digital Network.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen, by simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now. She's better prepared no matter what disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Sarah Grace Duncan, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge needing to push 4 points to force a set 5. Their lone victory of the season was from a 5-set victory against Lincoln Christian. Tatum Little sends it over. Here is Stebleton. Stebleton to Duncan. Duncan dunks it down.
7, Sarah.
22-12. Big time back there.
That was wonderful by Grace Duncan. And this rotation in particular is a great time for the Pioneers to push points.
As they did that off of the service ace.
Yes, because Caitlin Stapleton, who is the lone setter on the floor, is back row. She just went back row. She has 3 hitters on the net to run as many points as she needs.
Attack there coming from Felcher. She's able to get it as 23-13. Lady Pioneers needing 2 to force a game 5.
Now serving number 14, Cindy Bergen.
Bergen serves over. Stapleton sets across Deckelman. Deckelman to Bergman. Attack there by Sanders. Goes into the net, and it is set point in favor of Crowley's Ridge. And there goes to Hannah Powell.
Crowley's Ridge.
.24 serving 13. Hannah Powell goes to Little. Set across going, and that is in the net. Ridge forces set number 5. Darrell take a timeout. We'll get you set for the 5th and final set of tonight. This is Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball after a 25-13 set. The scoreboard went away before I had everything written down. 25-13 ends set number 4. We move to a decisive set number 5. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this. You're here now. You're gonna go out there. An all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shop. Cook, clean. Either emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive physical therapy. Doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Can I touch this? Where does stick come from? Is this tree good for climbing? What happens if I mix these things together? What are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Storing your gun securely is the best way to prevent fire, including unintended shootings. For more information on safe gun storage and ways to keep your family safe, visit endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org.
What do we keep in the attic? What's this thing called? Can I ride my bike backwards?
Like I said, kids are curious. It's up to us to keep it safe. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
This is Coach Wynn. This is Coach Harden. You're listening to Ridge Volleyball on Pioneer Digital Network.
Welcome back to the 5th and final set. Crowley Ridge, the last time, the only time in the NAIA era that Crowley's Ridge defeated the Eagles was back on September 1st, 2018. Kaylin Stapleton will do the honors. It is a 1st to 15 here at number 5. And the first point goes to the Eagles.
Now serving number 2, Lane Blackman.
Lane Blackman sets and serves to Halverson. Stubbleton finds Duncan. Duncan gets it to Henson. The attack, the bump goes over. Here is Hins. And that just goes off, and a good cake move there from Brianna Moore, but Crowley's Ridge gets the point. So Powell prepares to serve. She skies it up, sends it over. Taken there. The attack goes by Madison Lawson. Here's Sarah Grace Duncan, who sets Olivia Deckelman. A beautiful move there. That hits the roof and has insulation falling. As that hit the roof, and that gets a giggle out of the Williams Baptist crew, making sure that some of the insulation are supposed to, over the summer, supposed to get a new roof. And so Williams Baptist helping us a little bit there and getting the floor up. Well, now it's Austin Gross getting out there helping us clean up. Sure, that'll get some points with camp on the starting lineup once we get ready for baseball season.
That's definitely something all the athletes are looking forward to, is getting all that insulation off the roof, you know, because that happens when the balls are flying everywhere, when people are warming up, with a crazy pass, it can do that, and it's nice to not have things raining down on you in a game or practice.
But most importantly for Crowley's Ridge, the point to Crowley's Ridge. Yeah. It is now 2-1.
It's really nice to see the joy and fight back for the Pioneers. You know, for a while they got quiet, got kind of still, and now that they're fighting back, now that they're smiling, now that they're, you know, making better, you know, individual plays, they're producing, and we're seeing what we expect from the Pioneers is them getting points and getting what they want out of the game.
And now the rain of insulation as Austin Gross gets an ovation from the Pioneer people here at the Carter Activity Center. But let's get to fifth set action. Hannah Powell and her Lady Pioneers. 2-1. That goes over. Set by Bergen, and she gets another of those quick dunks.
That's one of those plays where a split second of pause can cost you the point. You know, sometimes you just have to react on instinct, and if you don't, it'll get before your body can even twitch.
Harp, a 5'2" sophomore, sends it over. Taken by Caitlin Perkins. And there is Stubbleton. Sit down. It is now 2-2. Helms returns to the lineup.
Now serving the libero 5, Caitlin.
Caitlin Perkins, the libero, skies and serves. Taken up here is Kayla Harp. Attack there from Molly Henson. Set by Stubbleton to Deckelman. Deckelman, back-to-back kills by the junior. Give Olivia Deckelman now 14 kills. Correction, that is her 15th kill. Going over, bit of an overpass, but it stays in play. Sets to Stubbleton, who then Halverson. Halverson's attack, taken here. Set by Hart, finds Henson. Set by Stubbleton, goes backwards. Where she wanted it to go, but Caitlin was able to send it over. Big time kill there from the freshman Brianna Moore.
Brianna Moore was able to get the kill because the block on the ground, there was a more open space for her attack, and that's why she was able to get it so short in the hole.
First to 15, Crowley's Ridge 4-3. Deckelman sends it over, taken by Henson. The attack there, the attempt there was the exact same thing by Brianna Moore, but unfortunately that one hit the top of the net. Fell harmlessly to the hardwood in favor of Crowley's Ridge. Pioneers needing more to take this set in this match. Deckelman pulls it over the net. Kayla Hart back, and that is the play. Crowley's Ridge with another point. Serving 3, Olivia Deckelman remaining behind the service line. She serves, taken by Henson. Goes to Perkins. Stebleton setting Elm. Elm skies it. And Perkins to Halverson. Taken by Kayla Hart, almost grazing the ceiling once more. Here's the attack from Chloe Hardaway. Caitlin Perkins will bump set to Halverson, who skies it play.
Hits for the angle are very difficult. When it's coming from behind you, it's harder for the hitter to adjust and get it in. To make sure the ball is in front of you instead of swinging from behind your body. And if you don't manage to get it in front of you, it typically goes out of bounds.
Kayla Green serve goes off the right side of the arm of Hannah Howell. And Coach Wynn wants to talk it over after picking up 2 quick points in succession. It is 6-5. Crowley still holding on to a lead. 5th and final set. This is Crowley Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
If you love them enough, turn off your music and pretend their music is your music.
Ah, this is Mommy's jam.
Then you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Coach Wynn. This is Coach Harden. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on Pioneer Digital Network.
So we are now approaching 1 hour and 46 minutes in this match. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but as far as typical volleyball matches go, how does this compare?
5 sets, always take longer, always take more out of you. Volleyball games range from about an hour to 2 hours, sometimes more if it's drug out. At this point in the game, all the girls are tired, and this is when you have to really dig and push through and find your fight to finish out strong.
Beautiful pancake dig there from Shelby Henson is first as the attack goes out of bounds. So Crowley's Ridge the first to 7. In a normal match, we would swap sides now. However, due to the restrictions, teams do not switch sides. They're on the side that they have been on the entire match. Setting again, Ryan Sanders at the net. And that is a Williams Baptist point. Remains a 1 differential.
Number 14, Sydney Bergen.
Sydney Bergen, 5'9" freshman. Airs it up, taken by Harrison. Here's Stebleton. Stebleton tries it, but she is quickly blocked. Sending it over is Perkins.
Great spot.
Going to Bergen. The attack does not find the spot. Crowley's Ridge now 8-6.
Now serving number 9.
Caitlin Perkins did a great job with that pass. When you have to ball it over, the goal is to keep it low and deep, and especially in the deep corners, she put it in that exact spot.
Halverson, Stephen sets Passmore. Pass, beautiful. There was Lady Eagle within 5 feet. And here's 9 Eagle 6. Set here by Morgan. Halverson to Stebleton. Stebleton tried to smack on it. Here's Helms who palms it across. Set there, going to Hardaway. And Hardaway gets the kill. When you get to a 5th, you expect it to be close. And it is indeed that. 9-7, Crowley's Ridge lead. Baptist with the serve. Olivia Deckham going across. Green. Green finds Lawson. Stebleton, Duncan. And Duncan gets blocked in a major way by Madison Lawson. Standing at 5'11", looked about 7'11" there. 8 serving 9. Henson serves. Olivia Deckman. Kate Stebleton. Brooklyn Passmore. Good dive there by Henson. Here's the attack by Green. Stebleton at Duncan, and Duncan again blocked by Madison Lawson.
When something like that happens multiple times, actually close together, you have to make adjustments. Like as a set, you could set Sergey in a different zone or set a different player, and that is also a message to the defense to take a step in and be on their toes because it's in front of them and they're just not quite close enough to get it.
So a 4-0 run by the Williams Baptist Eagles gives them the first lead of this fifth. 10 serving 9 now. Deckelman to Stebleton. Deckelman gets it over to Henson. The attack by the other Henson. Stebleton sets Passmore, and Passmore finds the spot.
It has been so fun to see Brooklyn Passmore play today. You know, when you're coming in, you know, new to the starting lineup a little bit, she started off a little slow, a little timid, not as many sets, but as Caitlin Sepulton saw her getting those kills, she did more and more, and we're seeing how great Brooklyn Passmore is tonight.
We're going to keep it here, 10-10 at the final set 5. So these last 5 points, what do the Lady Pioneers need to do that you've seen, especially in this set?
They just keep fighting. It's the energy, it's the fight. As long as they're talking and moving, you can get the points. As long as they're communicating and making sure to plan things correctly, our hitters have been doing a good job, and if our defense can just take a little bit more off of it, we are in a great position, and if they push, they'll get the win.
So we are getting set. Crowley's Ridge will have the serve. Caitlin Stebleton does the honors for the Lady-Neers. 10-10. First one tied. Stebleton sends it over. It's out.
And that's why people call timeouts.
So it is now 11-10. Lady Eagles with the ball. Elaine Blackman. Blackman airs it into the net. Back-to-back service errors, right back to where we started. All knotted up.
Number 1, Hannah Powell.
The entire student body of Crowley's Ridge College, at least the student section, all on their feet, willing the Lady Pioneers for the next 4 points. Hannah Powell, back-to-back service errors. Does the pressure of the moment affect your services?
Of course, it's a big deal, especially very close to the end of games, as a set point and things like that. It's a lot of pressure, and it's pretty much just you. It's just you doing a skill. It's all up to you, and you can't really rely on your teammates, so it does take a lot of guts.
And we're going to have a rally this time. Here's the set, the attack. Stebleton keeps it in play. The Eagles were already celebrating. Here is Harp, and the attack and the kill. Huge one by Brianna Moore. And Brianna Moore and the blue and white need just 2 more to take this set and this match. Crowley's Ridge has already expended their timeout for this set. Halverson pops it over. Taken by Harp, the attack by Moore. And that falls down, and we are at match point. And Crowley's Ridge will take their timeout at set point at match point 14-11. We'll take a timeout. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneers Volleyball on the Pioneers Network.
Not completing high school was a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still have that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Krista finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering a high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. A free adult education class is near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Org, brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Hannah Powell. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on Pioneer Digital Network.
Yes.
Williams Baptist, match point, will send Kayla Harp, sophomore at the line, punts it over. Hannah Halverson gets it. Set to Stebble, back to Halverson, and that's a point for Crowley's Ridge, not going.
That was a great tool on the ball from Halverson and a great opportunity for the Pioneers to come back and win this set.
Caitlin Perkins going to the service line, sends it. Taken by the libero Henson. Here's a push over. Stebbleton sets Halverson. Halverson's attack finds its way to the side of the net. Here is Henson. Henson goes off the tips of Hannah Powell. And that will do it as Crowley's Ridge falls in 5 sets. The final score being 15-2. And we will take a timeout. We will pause. And we get you some final statistics. But keep it here. The Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneers Digital Network.
Is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old boy. And I find good both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning wake up to putting to bed at night and every moment in between, it really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive, compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying different kinds of sounds. And at 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autism.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
CDC is working to keep you and your community safe from the threat of a novel or new coronavirus. There are steps you can take now to get ready if an outbreak occurs in your community. Make a household plan. Learn how to prepare and to take action if someone gets sick. Older adults and people with chronic medical conditions are at greater risk. Take extra steps to protect them. Think about what you will do if you have a work schedule. And remember to always practice good health habits, such as frequently washing hands with soap and water, staying home when sick, and covering coughs and sneezes. For more information, visit cdc.gov.
This is Hannah Halverson. You're listening to Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Yeah, well, for a final time from a heartbreaking defeat at the hands of Williams Baptist University. In 5 sets, Crowley's Ridge set score 25-15, winning the first set did Crowley's Ridge. Williams then came back and took second and third sets by a score of 25-22 and 25-18 respectively. And then the fourth set, 25-13 win by the Lady Pioneers. And then breaking through in the fifth set, Williams Baptist breaks a three-game losing skid, match losing skid with a 50-12 set victory. As we look at the statistics, Crowley's Ridge led in all the categories except aces and the one that matters. 47 kills had the Lady Pioneers, 43 did the Eagles, 1.5% attack rating for the Williams Lady Eagles, and a 6.9% attack percent from Crowley's Ridge, 45 assists for the Pioneers, 109 digs for the back row of Crowley's Ridge, and 107 for the Eagles. 8 aces each. Crowley's Ridge had 4 total blocks. Williams Baptist, that's the big. Williams Baptist had 10 total blocks. So when we see that disparity, does that block, does that account for potentially this win?
It definitely helps with the win. When your block is on and strong and set at the net, it's frustrating for the other team who keeps getting blocked. It keeps your defense ready for other things. It's easy to get points. And when you have that many blocks than the other team, of course, it's a big deal to the score. And, you know, we saw in the long rallies how there's a lot of blocking back and forth. It's not the only thing that won in this game, but it definitely helped.
So Crowley's Ridge will fall to 1-9 on the year. The improvement goes to 3-4 for the Eagles of Williams Baptist. So the next time the Lady Pioneers will find themselves on the court, it will be 1 week from on actually 10 days from the 30th. Now will be a 6 p.m. start against UHSP. That is University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy in St. Louis, used to be the St. Louis College of Pharmacy. They have changed their name. They're still the UTechnics, but they will be here October 30th at 6 p.m. So final time tonight, we want to thank Dory Chipman for being our sport operator. Thank you to my lovely wife and assistant here, Miss Olivia Seymour. And we will see you next week. Good night. God bless.